So WrestleMania, huh?
Yeah, WrestleMania. Welcome to the Comedy Club podcast. I'm Dustin Kaufman, coming to you from the Comedy Club at Kansas City. Like, subscribe, share, and follow us across the board just at the Comedy Club KC. I'm here with the first time I met you, immediately called you my new best friend.
Yeah, you know what? You're one of my favorite club owners.
You're one of my favorite people.
Yeah. You know what? I should say that. I didn't have to qualify it. You're one of my favorite club owners.
Yeah. He's going to be Eric with a C.
No, you bastard. Yeah, so this guy, you hit me up, and he's like, listen, I'm not going to be around because I'm going to WrestleMania. Like, I don't remember the last time I was even interested in WrestleMania.
First time I went was 2018.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is like a thing.
I've been a fan since I was a little kid. It was just something I never really grew out of. I'm just a huge mark
me too.
for it.
You know what? What's so funny? I remember the first time I was watching wrestling. It was like a Saturday morning, and it was just like I was like, oh, what is this? You know, it was very dramatic and everything.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget. It was like, it's a championship bout, and in my mind I'm like, oh wow, I'm catching a championship game. You know what I mean? Like I was super excited. I was like, championship, okay. Some guy comes out, and then Hulk Hogan comes out. And and I'm like, oh my God, and Hulk Hogan is like, everything's great. Then the match is going on, and I'm like really into it, And then this guy's beating Hulk Hogan, and I'm like, I'm about to see the belt change. This is crazy. And then Hulk Hogan starts to go, and I was like, oh my God. And then Hulk Hogan does the thing, and he slams him down, and he hits him with the leg drop. And I'm a little kid, and I'm in my place, and I'm screaming, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then the next week it happened again.
Wait a minute.
And what I'm saying is, for a week, that was the greatest sports spectacle I've ever seen in my life. And then I knew it was fake.
You go to Vegas for the Super Bowl, whenever it's not there.
Yeah. No. Right. Because when it's there,
whenever
you can't afford it.
The Super Bowl's not in Vegas, you go to Vegas for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I've been going with my buddy Jeff. We've been going for 20 years.
Who's your team?
My team goes up. I'm a Rams guy because I'm from LA. So when they were back in the day with Erik Griffin and all that, but I've liked a bunch of teams, like the Rams, like the Colts.
But so in football, they make the same play. They throw the same pass. They run the same.
It's different. It's not scripted. No matter what you clowns think at home, it's not scripted. Okay? No, I thought Hulk Hogan was going to lose the belt for the first time me ever watching. I'm going to see that. You know how exciting that was?
Yes.
And then the next week to see the exact same thing happen. Even as a little kid, I remember the disappointment I felt. I was like, oh, this is fake.
That he did.
Now, I still watched it because it was the WWF when I was watching it.
Right.
I still watched it for years. I enjoyed the.
But you understood that it was theatrics.
Yeah, the theatrics.
How old were you?
Oh, man. Oh, God. I must have been 10, 11, something like that.
And you just saw right through it. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So there was always remember Saturday Night Main Event?
Yes.
Yeah, so that used to be the thing. But here's a little fun fact. Wait, belts.
What do you mean it's scripted? We can backtrack. What do you say?
You know what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm sorry that I'm about to ruin your weekend. But it was
hold on a second.
But I remember that no belts ever changed hands at a Saturday Night Main Event. So no matter how dramatic it was, they were never going to change belts at Saturday Night Main Event.
They're selling tickets for
until
WrestleMania.
One time they had a special Friday Night Main Event. And I'm on the phone with my buddy James.
Was this I want to what time? Go ahead.
No. What time do you think it is?
The Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant?
Because no. That was WrestleMania.
Right, but it also. There was a fake referee and a whole thing.
No, this is when
that's what led to the tournament of WrestleMania 4.
I think this was when the Ultimate Warrior won the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, I'm gonna have to stop you.
Huh?
That was SummerSlam '88. It was pay-per-view. It was like the first.
No. There was I'm talking not the championship. The Intercontinental belt.
Right. It was Honky Tonk Man, and he beat him in like 11 seconds.
No, but this was on I'm telling you, this was on a Friday night main. It was a special, what I'm saying is, maybe it was Macho Man Saturday. It was Macho Man.
Okay.
It was Macho Man. And it was a special Friday night main event. They've never done it before. And so I was like, ooh, Friday night main event. It was like, yeah, that's always Saturday night main event. So they did this special Friday night main event, and then the belts exchanged. And it was like so exciting. I was yelling. My mom was banging on the wall, like, "Shut up! It's too," because it was late, But listen, I enjoyed that.
Where'd you grow up?
In California, Los Angeles.
Okay.
I enjoyed wrestling up until it turned into the WWE. Then I was out.
You were out.
Yeah.
Because
then it just was like it's hard to. You just get to a certain age where you're like, all right, it's like fantasy football, man.
Yeah.
It's like fantasy football. Wrestling is fantasy football.
That's okay.
And it's okay. I love fantasy football.
Yeah.
But I hate when you don't want to be around a person who's like, that's not real. You don't own a team. You don't want that energy. And I had that energy towards wrestling, so I had to stop.
As a rule, like, I get along with most wrestling fans. It's a real thing that's a connect. Like, yeah. I go to football games, and I can't stand the people at that fucking game. Yeah. They're fucking drunk and obnoxious and physical and mouthy, and it's like I don't like I've had a lot of just seen a lot. I don't know. I'm introvert, so like when I see people acting this aggressively, and I have witnessed it at multiple football games, right?
Well, you're also
I don't see that
sitting in the very cheap section, so
not always.
Most of the time.
Is that when it happens?
Yeah.
I mean. I don't know.
This happens in LA, and there's like an area in Dodger Stadium that you just know that's where stuff's gonna happen.
I don't really sit in like nosebleed seats. I'm not. If I'm gonna go to a show, I'm not.
It's not even nosebleed seats. I mean, football's weird. Football's different because actually the better seats are ones that are like that middle level.
Yeah. The club seats.
Yeah, because you want to look down on the game. You don't want.
I mean, I've seen it happen there too. I mean, I guess. So, but like,
this is Kansas City too, so it's like
Washington. I went to a Seahawks game, Seattle versus 49ers, and I had an off-duty cop fucking like literally like pushing me, like drunk, fucking kept flicking because I had longer hair and stuff. Like I'm like, please stop touching me. You know what I mean? And or just once at a Chiefs game, just a really fucking drunk guy talking a lot of shit and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a common denominator here.
That guy wasn't talking to me. I just witnessed it. I'm not. I've had good experiences at games too.
Well, I'm so out of wrestling. I don't even know who's the champion right now. Like
I've been to a lot more wrestling events, and I've almost never seen a fight break out in this.
Because the people that fight, they know they know it's not real. So.
Okay, so that's why.
So they're not going to come and be like,
"It's real," because it's their team. It's their.
Yeah, it's different. It's like
I couldn't imagine if the Undertaker lost. When he lost WrestleMania and people just start like, "Fuck you, man!" Actual aggression and stuff.
Well, it got weird. Did you see that documentary about Andre the Giant? That was such a great documentary.
I've probably seen it.
Yeah, that was great. Just hearing about what was going on, like when he was really injured.
Oh yeah,
and they're like rolling him out for WrestleMania, and like they didn't even know what they were gonna do. I think Hulk Hogan hurt his back that night. He
claims that he
damaged himself.
Like that carried with him his whole life.
Yeah, but I mean, you're picking up 500 pounds.
It wasn't the first time he body slammed him.
That was the first time, though.
No, it wasn't.
When was the first time?
He did it in early 80s.
Oh. But that was like a big stage. I remember that WrestleMania. That was an amazing WrestleMania.
Andre was like wearing his blue shorts or something like that. It was just a whole different. It was them before them, and Hogan slammed them all the same. A couple years, it just wasn't a big. But then for WrestleMania 3, they acted like it never happened before, and oh my god. Like for real, and it's okay because it was one of my dad's favorite matches.
Yeah, hell yeah, that was awesome.
When my dad passed away, I remember I went home that night and I watched that match because I know that was one of his favorite matches.
Yeah,
and
that's probably why you're still connected to it.
Definitely, my dad. I had a good thing with my dad, and even late teens or in early 20s, I'd go to his house and watch pay-per-views and stuff. Like, Pops will get the pay-per-view and make spaghetti.
Yeah, my mom just died a few months back, you know.
Your dad?
My mom.
Your mom?
Yeah. So it's like,
sorry.
It's a weird thing, right?
Yeah. See, my mom's still around.
Oh, good for you. Well, my mom had dementia, so it was tough. Like in a lot, you know, she had dementia for like almost 8 years. It was mild, but it's still.
My mom's got Dementia. It's just something old Jewish women get. I don't know.
Dementia. Oh my God. She starts spending money. That's how you know something's wrong with her. Yeah, but at least she got to see my kid, which was great.
That's nice. So that's where I moved back to Kansas City from LA when we were pregnant with my oldest, and I had family here. My mom was in Florida, but my dad was here, and you know, I had some other family and stuff like that. And then so my son was born April of 2014. My dad passed away in July of 2014.
Oh wow!
And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like,
tough.
It's like on top of it, but like also as having a brand new baby, you're like, I still looked to my dad at the time as like, I don't know, a support system.
Yeah, man.
Like
your emergency contact.
You've done this.
You're a support
I'm
animal.
here. You know.
Well, we actually moved. So I lived in L.A. and then we moved outside of L.A. to this place called Santa Clarita because her parents live over there. So that was like important to me. You know, I was like
to be around
to have my son be around his grandma.
Oh, that's,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's great. She'll just sometimes she just comes by just to take him on a walk. You know, she's like, hey, I'm here. I'm taking Wolf on a walk. And I go, all right, you know, she gets him in the stroller and she just goes on a long walk around our neighborhood. So I love that, you know, that's like an experience. I just think about all the things I didn't experience, and I'm trying to make sure he lives that, you know, all the things I never got and all the things I did get that I loved. I want to do all that.
I do remember, like, even though I was in my 30s, like with my dad there, I was still able to, like, I still felt like I'm still somebody's kid, right? So I'm still my dad's kid. So I'm just like, I'm a kid who has a kid, and this, and then and then it's as soon as he passes away, you're like, man, I am.
Yeah, you're a grown ass man.
I am the grown ass man now.
Yeah, it's
like
tough.
This just happened. It ain't my brother.
Yeah.
I am the grown ass man.
Yeah, it's weird how life comes at you. I think especially for men, because we're like, you know, I always feel like we're adolescents with grown man resources up until we're like 40. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden we're like, wait a minute, I got to do man shit now. I got to, you know what I mean?
I'm getting Ninja Turtle tattoos in my 40s now. I'm just,
you're going to WrestleMania.
Going to WrestleMania.
You're a mess. You're a hot mess. You really are a mess.
I'm a mess. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
I know. I'm just teasing. A little bit of a mess, but I'm teasing.
A little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
With a mohawk now.
Yeah, but you always have, you know, you have a distinct look. You always have this like.
Just comfortable.
Yeah, you're like a hippie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dark, at least a little
bit. You're a gyppie. Can you say, is that like
it's probably closer.
A Jew hippie.
Like I was talking to my friend, like I had
because you're like a rabbi from here up, and then like you're a hippie from the neck down. You know what I mean? It's weird, right? Everybody, it's like a really weird look.
Sierra.
Yeah, Sierra, right? Isn't that weird? Like this does not match, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just sometimes I see, I go, what's going on? Rabbi Hoffman over here.
So wait, do I need to change this or this?
I think the top part.
What I just changed the top part. I just cut like a muffin off of my head.
Okay, but that doesn't even make sense. You should have just kept that.
Kept the hair.
Yeah, you should shave all of it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's just your.
I'm not shaving my beard.
That's your Judanity.
I haven't had a complete clean shave ever. 18.
Why not?
I don't want to. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What do you like? Got a circumcision business or something? Like what?
No,
why?
What? No.
I'm just saying. It's like it's just you have a very distinct look. I mean, that doesn't match the everything else
because I have a beard.
Yeah. No, it's not just a beard. It's like you really. you look like a rabbi. You do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
right? Doesn't he look like a rabbi?
I mean,
Sierra, it's okay. He's not going to fire you.
That's like how
he looks like a rabbi. We're going to go to temple and he's going to be like, you know what I mean?
I look really Jewish.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just... That's why you get in fights at games. You think it's the football?
It's
no,
a Jew. Jew, get out of here.
So, I don't know. I'm just curious as to like,
Of course he won the coin toss. What does that even mean?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
What are we talking about?
Yeah. But it's just interesting that you decided to like, you went.
I can't.
You said, you know what? You went like this. Yeah, can you modernize me? Eyebrows up.
Well, so it's eyebrow to here.
You went like, yeah, you know what? Let's hook me up. Dude. Bring me into the 21st century from here up.
Eric,
but keep it Moses from the ears down to the chin. I just want to stay Moses. That's what you did when you went into the place.
What a great stay Moses.
Yeah, keep it Moses.
It's my next tattoo.
Yeah.
Stay Moses.
That'd be great. Yeah, you should make a t-shirt. That should be your merch. Stay Moses.
I shaved the beard. I'm still Jewish as hell, man. I still have a big Jewish nose. Big Jewish ears.
No. I don't mind that. That's not the issue. What I'm just saying is like I think that it would be more in line with like the long shorts pants that you like to wear.
Trimmer beard?
Yeah. And I think it would take like 5 years off your age too.
Because of the gray?
Yeah.
So I know the hair because I had when my hair was it's a very gray hair, and it was long and pulled back, and I was just wrapping all the gray hair around my head. And I know there's a lot of gray.
Oh, that's right. I do remember you had a very Yeah, you had like a Russian hat as a you know what I mean?
Hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. But I just okay. I like that. You know what? This is a start. I like that you got like a modern fade from here to here. I like it. It's just,
I'm going to keep it.
Hey, do you?
I'm going to keep it.
It's who you are, right?
What did Jessame say? Jessame, she said, I think it was her, Jessame said, you can cut the beard and look younger or keep a beard and look better. About guys in general.
Well, it depends.
But I think
it's like
I don't want to see what I look like.
Maybe get a little brush or something, or
I brush it. I put a little beard oil in it today.
Yeah.
Do my hair. It's
maybe the side. Maybe cut. Maybe taper the sides down.
The sides.
Yeah.
Is it? No. Why?
Maybe
What's
just
happening?
do that. Nah, just
what is
thinking of different looks. You can keep the beard.
It's kind of anti-Semitic.
Oh, and there it is. There it is, everybody.
My kids have Jewish.
Yeah, I can say this. He's not even half. I mean, when the mom's Jewish, he's Jewish. Yeah,
that's the way it is.
Yeah, he calls shotgun on Jewish.
I know. God, my babysitter keeps asking me to take my youngest kid to church. I guess he's asking her, but like,
that's infuriating.
It's a little, and I'm like, are you? And I'm gonna have to, because it's like the third time, and so I have to say something now.
Yeah, you might have to say something.
I've ignored it because it's like, are you? You're not teaching them your beliefs as facts, are you? It's what I mean? That's what, because it's like,
could be, man.
You can't do that. It's not even it's like, just for me, it's like, it needs to be presented as this is what I was taught to believe, but there's many beliefs, and none of them are necessarily wrong.
Right. But you want to be in charge of that.
Yes.
I get it.
Oh, by the way, there's thousands of God. I just happen to pray to this one.
Yeah.
That's my personal.
I remember when I was going to college later as an adult. I was going to Mount St. Mary's. They had this adult school program. It was great. And I took this class. It was world religions. And it was the first time I really had a sense of like, oh, the world is it's even bigger and more vast in its knowledge and, things you could do than I ever thought possible. It's like you hear about Hindu and the Baptist. Like if you hear what Hindus believe in, you kind of go, oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And you realize that there's other things that you could
Buddhism here.
Yeah. I remember taking this class called the history of the Bible, right? very controversial class because, you know, when you have this professor who's sitting here going like, well, okay, well, this is the Bible was here, then it was handed over to these people and these people. Then you have all these like, you know, really devout Christians in the class who are just kind of like, I got to get out of here. Because I don't want to, this isn't, they think like, you know, somebody was in a room with a light came through the window and then some old man with a beard that looks just like you was just like, you know, and then there was, you know, Adam and Eve, you know, that's not how it happened. You know what I mean? So it's when you hear and so it was very fascinating to me to hear like how many times the Bible has passed through and how many like, you know, books were taken out of it because it contradicted and like, you know what I mean? The Bible's a really strange thing.
Yeah.
But the more technology and the more as we get older and older with science and technology, I think the allure and like the mystique of the Bible is like going away.
Is your child going to be raised with religion or Jewish? Is your wife practicing?
No. Yeah,
I had a bar mitzvah.
She's a bacon eating ass Jew.
I'm as they call a bacon Jew. It's like right, reform, like
a boo
between reform and bacon. It's like Orthodox, conservative, reform, and I'm between reform and bacon for sure. Is what I was raised as. I wasn't even raised like and I stuck. Actually, it was pretty spiritual for a long time, and until religion just got. Just the business side of it rubbed me the wrong way. Just one day, I was in Portland, and there was a church. I don't know. It was a bad day.
I hear you.
Nature. I'm like,
well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, especially I think location is important. I mean, it's probably hard to be like Jewish in Kansas City, or am I off base?
No, it's for me. It's never been hard to be myself. My issue. It was never being afraid or, you know, hesitant to be me or to be Jewish.
Maybe it's lonely to be Jewish, and you know, if you're looking for like the Jewish communities and the camaraderie of other Jews,
it exists. If you have to go to it,
you have to look for it, right?
But the Jewish Community Center is very prominent, and they have.
Oh, that's good.
You know, but like Temple, I mean, I still like one of my best friends today. Is still from somebody I went to Hebrew school with and stuff like that. So like, it wasn't even that. My issue with it became with the religion itself. It wasn't even necessarily the God or the belief system. It became with I got mad at the business that's controlling the spirituality side of it.
Yeah, but that's what it is, man. Everything gets ruined by business. That's what happened from me with wrestling. I was out. Did you see that Vince McMahon documentary?
Yeah, I went to church with friends from school sometimes.
How's that?
I mean, it didn't change my mind.
My mom was super into going to church on the big days. Mother's Day,
Easter. It sounds
Easter.
Like a lot. That's what I mean. She's like talking about Easter. She wants to take him to. I mean, that's because I'm like, should I let him go and learn about? It's not like he's going to be converted. If anything, he'll be bored out of his mind.
Or maybe not. Or maybe being like, oh, I needed this in my life. You know, you never know.
Are you religious? Are you spiritual?
I think I'm probably just more spiritual. I believe in common sense. And, you know, it's like the idea of treat everybody well.
I used to be able to answer the question, do you believe in God, immediately, and now I just don't. That question bothers me now. It's because I have an inner struggle right now, I think.
Yeah, because I know exactly what you mean. I mean, what does that even mean now? And because it's like it's attached to other people's ideas and definitions, so it's hard to like wrap your brain around your own definition of what you think that is. You know, is there an old man in the sky? That's like the old, like, that's not what I don't think
I hope so, because I love living. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I think the hardest thought about death is that it stops. That's just, it's like your relationship cease to stop. You're not going to get to see the next crappy Avengers movie.
That's what is that philosophy?
I want to see WrestleMania 100. That's
one of those philosophical arguments, though, is that, okay, so let's say there is a God and there is an afterlife. Well, you want to make sure you live a good life, because then you have to answer to this person. if there's no God, you want to live the best life you can because that's all you have.
And you took either way, be a good person. Don't be a schmuck.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll take a commercial. This is Helix Sleep, guys. If you need a mattress that that'd be the moment for that, right? You got to get some ads.
What do you got coming up, buddy?
I've been doing directing, so I directed like 3 of Matt Rife's comedy specials. I'm about to do another one. I directed Martin Amini's special. I'm out there. I'm putting my name out there to be a comedy director, but I did a movie called The Everything Pot with Lisa Edelstein from House. So that was in Tribeca last year, so we're still waiting to see if that's going to get distributed.
Okay.
And, I did a little scene in a Vince Vaughn Pacino movie. I forgot the name of the movie, but that might come out. Who knows? Because that's how Hollywood is. You do a movie in 2024, and you don't see it in the theaters till 2028. Who knows? So we'll see what goes on with that. Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
They'll probably send me who knows? Or maybe I got cut out. Who knows? But, and I'm just traveling. I'm touring, ericgriffin.com. Check me out there. And I'm here in Kansas City. We got, when does this come out?
I never said his last name when we started this.
Erik Griffin. E-R-I-K.
I just called you Eric with a C.
Yeah, and he didn't even spell it right. So people are looking for me right now like, where is it? Everybody's typing like this.
I intentionally didn't spell it right.
The Jew messed us up.
Erik, E-R-I-K, Griffin with 6 Fs.
Oh, my
God. No.
And can we take a poll? Sierra, put a poll up. Should he taper the beard?
No.
Yeah, put a poll up.
I don't need that
on YouTube.
Life. I'm not going to look at it. I don't.
You're not gonna. You're like, I don't want to know what people think.
I don't want to know what people think.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I like it.
I'm comfortable.
I like it, Rabbi Dustin.
Man, thank you. I love you. I wish I could be here the whole weekend.
But you got to get to WrestleMania.
I'm going to WrestleMania. I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah, that's that's having WrestleMania in Vegas is like having Temple at a strip club. You know what I mean?
Temple at a strip club?
Yeah. So you're like, well, I got to go to Temple. And they're like, where is it? It's down at the strip club. So, of course, I get it. Vegas is such a great destination for anything.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
There's so many shows for WrestleMania week, no matter where they go.
Yeah.
They have indie wrestling shows all week and live podcasts and
it's going to be great.
The Vegas is a really fun place to have. A little more expensive.
I mean, I'm jealous. I almost wanted to cancel the weekend and be like, oh, dude, I got something came up, and then I see you in Vegas. That'd be so hilarious. What if I would have canceled and then you're like, Erik, what are you doing here?
Eric,
I'm like,
if you wanted to cancel and come to Vegas, I would have invited you with me. I was like, dude, I got a suite. I got an extra room.
No,
let's double book it.
Next time we'll
all right.
That would have been fun to be in Vegas with you for WrestleMania. But anyways, Erik Griffin, Kansas City Comedy Club. Come on out. I'm Erik. This is Dustin. That's Sierra.
That's Sierra. All right.
And we're out.
Bye. See you next week. Thank you.